Kane has come out to address all of the accusations about lying about his past and cheating. He has posted a 30-part TikTok series, which in my opinion has come across as if he's trying to gaslight the audience and make Brooke look unreliable. Once Brooke's video series was released, the internet quite literally exploded with videos discussing Clinton. From other girls who have had discussions with him previously to people who actually went to school with him in a different country when he claimed to be from Australia. He had dug quite a large hole for himself and had been silent for 2 weeks once Brooke's series was released. This was until 2 days ago when Kane came out with a response series to address the accusations about his family being dead and to quote-unquote clear up information about his relationship with Brooke. He posted a 30-part series on TikTok, which honestly has just come across quite poorly. In these videos, he tries his best to paint Brooke as an unreliable source, but also highlights and hyperfixates on insignificant points of the story to avoid talking about the bigger issues at hand, which we'll get into later, but Brooke has responded to his 30-part series, saying that his response has honestly just been pathetic. So, as background, to catch everyone up to speed, Brooke Schofield and Kane dated for a few months back in 2022. Since breaking up, Brooke has discussed their relationship on the Canceled podcast, as well as a few others. This whole situation started when Kane posted a video as a promotion for his new song with the caption, "When you've been over the relationship for 2 years, but she won't stop yapping," which Brooke responded with a multi-part video series on TikTok exposing his lies about his age, where he was from, his accent, his family background, and his family's passing. Once Brooke's series came out, Clinton's PR team facilitated an article with the Rolling Stones as a bit of damage control after the videos came out in defense of his position. Now, 2 days ago, Clinton took to TikTok to post his own series, and in it he states he was upset that he had to even be discussing the situation, already downplaying the severity of the situation and was trying to paint Brooke as the crazy one.
Hey guys, I'm sorry it took a bit long for me to respond to all the allegations that were made from a 3-month relationship. 3 months, 2 years ago. I want to remind you that I'm not a podcaster, I'm not an influencer, I'm a musician, and I'm not doing this for views, likes, fame, or monetary gain, because honestly, this has just been draining, and I am fucking tired. The first set of videos are strictly going to be about my relationship with Brooke, but I will tackle all the allegations made against my background and my family. There is a distorted reality, and there is reality. I am here to give you all the facts.
The first few videos in his series, he discusses how Brooke got the length of their relationship wrong, that she said they were dating longer than 3 months, and that's not true. He showed footage of Brooke in multiple other interviews stating different amounts of time that they were together. And yes, in this, she has definitely been caught exaggerating the length of their relationship. With that being said though, exaggerating the length of time that you've been in a relationship with someone compared to pretending your whole family is dead is worlds different. In these videos, Clinton is set on proving the duration of their relationship. He pulls up text messages from his friends asking if he has asked Brooke to be his girlfriend yet. He states he asked her out on June 7th, and that's when they really started dating, which, let's be real, in the grand scheme of things, nobody cares about how long you dated for officially. As well, you have to be seeing each other exclusively prior to officially dating, so there's time in there that he isn't accounting for.
And she actually says on a podcast when we broke up.
He performed at a festival that, in Vegas, so I had been vlogging the whole time, and then we broke up at the very end of the week.
That festival was Life is Beautiful. I performed on September 18th, 2022. On the 20th September is the date we broke up. Here are the texts. So we got together June 7th, and we broke up September 20th, which is exactly 3 months and 13 days. So 3 months, and we broke up 2 days after that, September 20th. She's also said that we got back together after we broke up.
Did you break up with him? No, he broke up with me. He broke up with me, we got back together, I broke up with him. What was it, just blocking him? Yeah, so we had gotten back together.
I'm never going to get back with this man. And then, of course, 2 weeks later, I'm delusional, and I'm like, I'm going to get back with this.
We did not get back together after we broke up. We did see each other multiple times and still texted.
Once going through the timeline of when they started dating to when they broke up, Clinton shows texts from Brooke after they ended their relationship, where honestly, girl is so down bad. In these messages, she states how she loves him and how she misses him. It's interesting how Clinton is coming about this and trying to make her come across like an attention seeker and a liar, when originally all of this exposed information originally actually came from the Zach Sang show when Tana was on the podcast. Brooke had come out and said that she even begged him not to post that information. Now in the series, Clinton has been trying to disprove all of the most minute details. He even goes as far as pulling his calendar up to try to disprove when Brooke stated that they spent every single day together, which I would just like to point out as he's doing this. He says in the 4th month, which, buddy, I thought it was only 3 months and 13 days. Now you're doing exactly what you called out Brooke for doing. He also talks about how they never lived together, but how they would just stay with each other, and how Brooke was exaggerating and lying about them living together. He then goes on to talk about more things that honestly don't matter in the grand scheme of the situation. He tries to highlight the point where Brooke said he wouldn't let her leave, showing texts from when she would go home to make dinner, and said that there were no issues with her leaving, completely relying on text messages and neglecting the fact that in-person conversations do exist.
Broke up. It was a total of 125 days. Out of 125 days, we spent 64 days together, which is essentially half. So we did not spend every single day together, and we did separate for more than half the time that we knew each other. We did not live together, and you can see that plainly from the Google Calendar and the amount of days that we were together. But here is more proof of her stating that it's her apartment. Another one of her saying it's her apartment, and another one of her stating that she's moving into a new apartment.
He brings up the dating timeline. Brooke says they were in a committed relationship when they went on their vacation together. Clinton tries to point out that they weren't, and that at that time, he asks her out the next day, which is so stupid. It just makes you want to roll your eyes.
No, we weren't in a committed relationship before we went to Joshua Tree. As you can see here, we went to Joshua Tree from June 3rd to June 6th. This text was before Joshua Tree, June 2nd, from our mutual friends at the time, and I clearly state that we're not in a relationship yet. And on 7th June, a day after Joshua Tree, I then call her my girlfriend for the first. And just to reinforce this point, 9th June was the first time I told a friend that she had become my girlfriend.
Brooke said that he was lying about his age, which he does admit to, but she was talking about when they got pulled over, and that's how she found out. And Clinton is just so hyper-fixated on this detail. He tries to make Brooke out to be a liar, stating that she had said previously she found out about his age on the Zach Sang show, but in her story time that she stated she found out about it because his license on the trip, completely brushing over the fact that he lied about his age, but was doing what he could to disprove her story, which is so ironic coming from him, as if he hasn't been caught in so many lies recently.
She's right. None of this happened. First of all, we didn't get pulled over going to Joshua Tree. We got pulled over going back to LA from Joshua Tree. Here's the text on 6th June, the day we left Joshua Tree. I said thank you for driving the rest of the way back, because after being pulled over, I couldn't drive the rest of the way. Second of all, I did not give a fake Australian license. I actually didn't give any license. I had told the cop that I left my license and ID at home, and he ended up giving me a ticket for it. And in the state of California, as you can see here, if I gave a fake license like she said, we would have not been able to continue on our trip and would have to go to the station. And in regards to the car was registered to my friend. I don't understand what the big deal is.
He tries to make Brooke out to seem like this villain in the story, sharing their text messages where she talks about having BPD and that she's spiraling, which in response he honestly gives no effort or reaction to her struggling, saying it is what it is. As well, in this text conversation, it shows that she had typed out and sent a note to Clinton, which Clinton shows, and the title of it is "Things I Could Do to Clinton That Wouldn't Be Half as Bad as He Did to Me." In that list, she names all of these things, one of them being that he would make her cry if she denied wanting to have intimacy with him. I definitely recommend to pause and read because there are a lot of things on here. I do find this interesting that he released this note because I really think he did it to try to paint her as the villain of the story and that this was a plotted thing all along. He goes on to try to expose more quote-unquote lies, from how many listeners the canceled podcast has to when he said "I love you." He truly is fixating on the smallest things, and I think it's how he's avoiding discussing the actual meat of the story. Now, in regards to his family, surprise, surprise, he tries to make Brooke out once again to be the liar. Speaking of COVID, but his brother and his mother are alive and well.
So for the longest time, she has said that my dad is alive. But 5 months ago, she did a podcast confirming that he was dead. 5 months ago.
His mom, dad, and brother alive. His mom and his brother are alive.
But a month after that podcast, she must have forgotten, because apparently now he's alive again. 4 months ago.
His mom, dad had all died, and we mourned them every day. And then they were alive.
And then again, 2 months after that podcast, she confirmed again that he was alive. 2 months ago.
It's the death of his entire family. You have 2 alive parents.
But then a week ago, he was back to being dead.
His dad is dead. Not that that's a good thing.
So first you say that he was dead 5 months ago, and then 4 months ago you said that he was alive, and then 2 months ago you again said he was alive, but then a week ago he's suddenly dead again. It sounds like you just say whatever you want to say and whatever is convenient. And for the record, he is dead.
He goes on to claim that he is going to be taking accountability for what he did and that he did cheat on Brooke. He goes into addressing his accent, basically saying he moved around a ton growing up. And when his record label asked him to pick one place that he was from, he picked Australia as he associated it with the best memories. As I said before, when talking about his family, at the beginning of the pandemic, he did receive a message that his dad has passed, which has been proven true as people have found GoFundMes posted by his family at the time. In regards to his mother passing, he has been trying to change the narrative. He posted a written letter on Instagram, and his team released the statement to the Rolling Stones, both stating that it was actually a mother figure, not his biological mother that he loved so dearly that had passed. It's interesting because when Clinton was on the Zach Sang show, he goes into depth about losing his mother and how she was a pastor and that he had a bad relationship with her.
Yeah. Your brother passed?
Mm-hmm.
And your dad passed?
1 year, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. Chicken Tendies is actually about losing my mom. And I had a talk with my publicist about explaining how to explain, because I wasn't ready to talk about it yet last year, about like losing my mom.
Now he's saying that this mother figure passed, and the reason he was saying his mom passed is because he didn't think people would get it if he said someone he's only known for a year who was so good to him, who was like a mother figure, had passed instead. But this is a direct contradiction to what he had said previously, especially on the Zach Sang show, stating that he didn't have a good relationship with her, but then flipping the script and saying it was someone who was so good to him and that he viewed her as a mother figure. And his team talks about this in the Rolling Stones article, which honestly just comes across as gaslighting people into thinking that they were wrong for assuming that it was his biological mother, while nobody was assuming. It's just what was talked about and what Clinton was saying verbatim. Of course, after this, he was making this situation a whole thing about the world we live in and others being the bad guy, which is ridiculous. This is people holding him accountable for his actions.
While I've been going through this, you can notice by my postings on social media, Instagram, TikTok, everything, that there were long gaps where nothing was posted. The reason that occurred wasn't because I wanted to go away. It was because I was unable to function during the day and night. There were so many podcasts and so many negative comments coming from every direction that anyone who did not have access to therapy 4 to 5 days a week would have probably done away with themselves.
Now, Brooke did respond to the whole situation, saying she was shocked that he would respond and that he just focused on some small details instead of addressing the whole issue. I think it's pretty clear that, yes, Brooke did get some details wrong in her story and exaggerated, but that Clinton has been caught in lies on his own and that Brooke didn't even have to come out and talk about it. He's just focused on too many unimportant details, but I believe this is a trademark manipulation move. He is addressing the most mundane things right now and ignoring all of the important and horrible behaviors on his part that he's been accused of. Anyways, please let me know what you think about the situation and like and subscribe for more. As always, stay safe and thank you.